What's up, Wompsters? It's Jessica St. Clair here.
And Lennon Parham.
Hey, Podswag is your one-stop shop for podcast merch, and it's the only place you can get a brand new signed copy of our Womp It Up poster.
We've also got t-shirts, pins, mugs, even a baby onesie, all available at podswag.com.
You have not lived until you put a baby in a Womp It Up onesie.
Womp it up on the front, hashtag turn around on the back.
That's right. Go to podswag.com/womp, W-O-M-P, to get your very own signed poster.
Or shop the whole collection.
That's podswag.com/womp. What's up, Wompsters? Marissa Wompler here.
And Charlotte Shardog Listler.
Hey, we got a new podcast for y'all.
You gotta listen up to it, oh yeah.
It's called My Dead Wife, the Robot Car, and it's a 10-episode improvised series from improv legend Matt Besser. It's out now on Stitcher Premium.
So the premise, when Matt signed on to be one of the first testers of self-driving cars, he had no idea that the AI personality of its operating system was his dead ex-wife.
Uh-oh. My Dead Wife, the Robot Car features Matt Besser, Horatio Sands, Danielle Schneider, John Gabris, and much, much more. If you have not listened to Improv for Humans, then you are not living your best life. But Matt Besser is one of the funniest people in the world, as well as this group of all-stars he has assembled. So do the right thing. Go to StitcherPremium.com/robot and use promo code WOMP, W-O-M-P, for a free month of Stitcher Premium. Oh, yeah. We flying by the seat of our pants today because we whopping up those jams, whop it up. We don't plan nothing because life is what happens when you make other plans. Because I'm just gonna keep it hashtag authentic. And that means if I take my tits out, then it's what everybody wants. I want
No, that's not what everybody wants.
to live in the
That's
present
what you
moment.
want. That's what you want.
How do you know?
Because why would you do it if you didn't want it?
My point is, whatever happens today happens. I am reading Shonda Rhimes' book, The Year of Yes.
That's not what that's about. That's about saying yes to experiences, not just doing whatever the fuck you want.
If Shonda Rhimes wants to pull out those
If
titties,
everybody-
she is welcome to. Because you know what? She's
Well, I'm
not
not
a bitch.
gonna-
She's a boss, bitch.
Okay, now you're quoting Doc McStuffins.
What?
That's from
Is
Doc
it?
McStuffins.
Oh, fuck, I got to watch
Is this
so
from
much
your
Doc McStuffins while I'm
preschool
taking
class?
No, that's not. That's for taking care of Castaway. But what I've been on a steady diet of all of the Shonda Rhimes How to Get Away with Murder, all of her library.
Yeah.
And I've been realizing that
Can't handle that.
And yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I only saw the pilot to roll him up in a carpet.
Which one was that?
How to Get Away with Murder? They roll that guy up in a carpet.
Yeah. And who did it?
We don't know because everybody's a suspect, but Shonda's taking it moment to moment, right? And that's how I'm going to take it too.
I don't know what you're referencing. You can't just pick.
Shonda Rhimes, The Year of Yes. So I'm not planning shit.
That's not what that means. Have you read the book?
I'm listening to her talk about it. I'm listening to her talk about it. She also loves to rock a fit and flare dress. She's making the most of her curves, just like Oprah.
Well, here we are, end of September, and you're listening to Womp It Up, which is a senior podcast project.
That's my line!
Of this
Pieces.
wild
hair
across the table from me here in the Marina Del Rey Public High School Library, Marissa Wompler. I'm Charlotte Shardog Listler, her soul guide, mentor, gifted teacher in the STARS Academy, STARS program.
You messed it up.
You know what's going to happen tonight?
What? I'm going to be living my best life.
Just
I know
when you
that.
fall asleep,
What?
I'm going to get a couple of my cat army.
Great. I'm going to say
crawl
yes to
in.
that. Snuggle
And
up.
we're all going to put more little holes
Give me warm milk, Mommy.
in that air mattress. And you'll be on that floor real quick. real quick.
Roll.
All right,
Roll.
where is our guest? Who's that going to be? Are they just running
I thought
late?
you were booking somebody.
What are you talking about?
The last time that we interacted, I said, you going to book somebody? And you said, yep.
That is not what happened. I said, you've got somebody for tomorrow morning,
Yeah,
right?
you said, I got somebody for tomorrow,
No,
right?
I said, you've got.
I heard I've got.
I wrote it down and I gave you a note. I also sent you an email from someone else's email account since I don't have one. I also signed it
That's
to
on you 'cause I
in
can't
American
read.
Sign Language. I danced it in hula and I said it to you out loud. And then you repeated it back to me in a rap, although you did go, I got it. So I assumed that was your.
That's when we assume we make an ass out of you and me.
This is not my problem. So who are we talking
Your
to today?
emergency is not my problem.
Who are we talking to
Kitten
today?
poster, hang in there.
I may murder you today.
Why
may
are you living your life like a
murder
secretary,
you
like a
today.
career secretary?
What does that mean?
You're just like, my emergency is not your problem. Look, check my sign.
Who are we talking to today?
God. Okay, first of all, I don't want you to yell because I have adopted a pet. Do you feel something licking you right now?
What the fuck is that? Is that a ferret? Marissa, I told you no ferrets. Where did you get this ferret? This is a feral ferret.
I bought it. It's not feral. I bought it.
It is
on
feral.
the
Do
pier.
you
I
see
bought
the
it.
foam that is coming out of the corner? Don't.
If you handle it nasty,
I'm
it's
hanging
going
it
to
in a
treat you
basket.
nasty.
I'm hanging it in a basket up by the self-help section.
It's just a baby.
It needs to get away from us. No, it doesn't.
It
it's
needs to be
feral.
near to
it
somebody.
needs rabies shots or it needs to be put down. Okay?
Well, I'm never going to leave you alone with it.
Well, this is what happens
I need a
when
pet.
you
I'm
don't
doing ferret therapy for myself.
Take care.
Do you know in Mexico,
yourself
when
and
people have
others.
arthritis, they put hairless
swear to
dogs on their
God.
joints? I need that for my heart. I'm getting
Hey.
over a breakup right now with Gutters, and I need
When
to
are you
lay
not getting over a
the
breakup?
long,
Huh?
hot body of a ferret.
When are you not talking about Gutters?
Oh, really? You know what? Did McSteamy and Meredith Grey, were they on and off? And are they in their 19th season? So I'm sorry if my life is a fucking hit primetime show.
McSteamy left season 8, okay?
After he fucked her over for salary.
And then
that's
Meredith Grey went on to direct her own episodes and be the leading lady that we've all been after, and also have lots of other happy love affairs, okay? And her main love affair was with Sandra Oh. So
Do you know where her main love affair was with?
God.
Herself.
So figure it out, okay? Who are we talking to today?
You know what? Let's do this. What would WWSRD?
Took way too long for you to figure out what the initials for
Because
that
I'm
were.
trying to remember the alphabet. Bitch. What would Shonda Rhimes do? Improvise. Let me look at my phone.
That's not at all Shonda Rhimes' skill set.
Let me look at my phone. I'm just going to scroll. And wherever we stop, we're going to call that person.
Great. I love this. Is a great plan because they're definitely whoever you land on
gonna
is going to
scroll.
be there.
L. We're in the
In
L's.
the middle of a school day.
We're going to L's. Is it Leonard? We hope not because he doesn't have a phone.
Why do you have his number in there? Or is
He
it just
put-
his photo?
That's a photo I didn't want to see.
All right, let's
Is
go.
that a tangle of seaweed or are
Let's
those his
go.
ball hairs?
Come on.
Did you know what Stormy Daniels said about
I need
Trump's
you to
penis?
dial that phone. Here, I'll do it.
God damn it! Okay, who are
Put
we
it- hold
calling?
it- hold it up
I don't
to the
know who it is.
microphone.
I don't know who it is.
Hold it up to the microphone.
I don't know who it is. It's dialing. Oh my God, who is this? This is exciting. This is like in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
That's not at all. Phone a friend? You don't even know who this is.
We
It's
don't
just
know.
a random number.
And he doesn't know, or she. I don't know who it is. I hope it's not
my
Raven.
God.
Wouldn't that be awkward if we called
Why would
Raven?
you have her number?
She gave me her number. She said if I ever wanted to call it. And
Who are you, and why are you not paging me? Who are you, and why are you calling me direct? You do not call me, you page me. Who is this?
oh my God, it's Little Nicky!
Did you not know who we were calling?
No, you just dialed. I didn't know who was in else.
Tell him who we are.
He knows who the fuck I am. You knew who I
know who
was.
the fuck you are.
What's up, Lil Nicky? Hey,
What's
can you-
up? It's that lady I used to sleep in a bed with.
Yeah! Yeah. Hey. Oh, Litzler's so pissed. She was hoping this was someone who was going to school me because I didn't book a guest today. And so we just randomly dialed in the L section and you came up.
Why would you tell him that? Tell him that we did this on purpose.
We didn't. Little Nicky, are you free for like 45 minutes to an hour?
Yeah, I got nothing to do. I'm in house arrest.
Oh,
I can talk
really?
all day.
What happened?
Okay, I guess we're just going to get into it right out of the gate. We're not even going to ease into it.
This is Hot Topics.
Okay.
Although a woman does like you usually to ease into it. That's something that you've had to learn, I know.
Yeah, over and over again.
Wait,
That's right.
You don't want to do it over and over again?
You don't want to stick it in
That's
dry
true.
because you're going to get into a scenario.
Hey, you know what?
What's a
like-
scenario? Here we go,
Hey, yo, Bo knows this. And Bo knows
Bono's
that.
that. Bono no squat.
Bo can't rap. Well, what do you know? The dog is first up to bat. The batteries included. And no strings attached. Little Nicky's in the house.
Hey,
Once
hey,
again,
Little Nicky, before you get into your house arrest, I want to say thank you so much for that last mix CD you sent me.
Oh, absolutely my pleasure. There's nothing better than keeping up with current technologies, a.k.a. CDs.
It was so great. I love some of these old school. You took me back to the old school. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
I put that track on there no less than 4 times.
Is that R. Kelly?
Who sings that, Little Nicky? I
don't remember.
See nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. That one. The other one that was so good that you put, it's our anniversary. Made for you and me. That's what I want to do. That's what I want a man to do for me. Draw a hot bath, and then do it to me all night long. Real slow though, Little Nicky. Remember that. Real slow. I'm talking too much. You're our guest. Why you on house arrest?
I broke. Okay. So, PLDR version. I broke into a novelty T-shirt shop in Lake George, New York. That's the short version.
Wait, a novelty what? Version. A novelty what?
T-shirt shop.
Got it.
In Lake
T-shirt
George.
shop.
This is when your family was up there vacationing?
Nah, just like everybody in New Jersey go on vacation to Lake George. That's where you got to go. Everybody knows you drive 4 hours north. A hotel room up there costs like $8 if you go with off-brand hotel, and you can party. You can get fucked up at Duffy's Tavern. It overlooks the lake. Duffy's Tavern. Shout out to Duffy's Tavern.
Is that you're not old enough to get fucked up at Duffy's Tavern?
He has a fake ID. This is probably what's led to his house arrest.
All right, we're listening.
So what happened? You went up there, you broke into a novelty T-shirt. Were you after a singular T-shirt, or what was the deal?
Yeah, okay, so I got real fucked up at Duffy's Tavern.
Right,
Stealing
shout out to
people's
Duffy's.
beers. Shout out to Duffy's. Stealing people's beers, scooting around, making everybody laugh, making everybody party. That's what I do. I'm Little Nicky. I'm all drunk. I got a little turnaround. I'm trying to find my way back to my hotel room. Get a little turnaround, wind up walking down the main drag. In the middle of the night, there's a T-shirt shop, and then I see it. I see a T-shirt, and I know I need to have it.
What did it say? Was it a pun? Was it a pun on Lake George, or what?
Was it a surf rat, an airbrushed surf rat?
Those were all there, but the one I saw had one arrow pointing up.
Oh, no.
What did it say? I was stupid?
And it said the man. And then underneath that, there was an arrow pointing down.
Oh, no.
And it said the legend.
Oh, shit.
The man, the legend.
Now,
the man pointing to your face and the legend pointing towards your penis.
We're missing the myth, though, right? Isn't that
Where's the myth? Your belly button? Because you got an Audi. You straight up look like a Cabbage Patch doll, right?
True. I have a severe Audi. Haven't slept next to me naked in an airbed. I have a severe Audi to the point where it appears that I have one circumcised penis and one uncircumcised penis.
That's right. That's right. And people call you Xavier for that. Xavier Roberts for that reason. And try to sign your butt. I signed it.
Well, when you're 4'11", everybody wants to dollize you as it is. They want to turn you into a doll. They want to dollize you. So
dollize. I've never heard that before, and I wish, honestly, I'm so big. My proportions are so awkward that nobody can cradle me, and I've wanted it my whole life. Mm-hmm. I want to be one of those little girls. They can put on your lap. Oh, come sit on my lap. Like a cheerleader, that kind of thing. I long for that. Hey, Little Nicky, you still there?
Yeah. Just sitting in the silence and soaking in that imagery.
Thanks, buddy. So anyway, why didn't you wait till the morning? Why did you have to have it then?
I could not stop obsessed. I walked past it, and I said to myself, I'm going to come back, I'm going to get that. Mm-hmm. And then I walked about 15 steps. I was like, but what if that's the last one?
That's right.
And what if there's someone else who wakes up earlier than I do who also has a legendary penis?
Right.
And they get it. And then my penis remains uncertifiable in its legendary status.
So you
couldn't risk that.
So you broke in. Now, I support this because I was just saying before we got on with you that I'm listening to Shonda Rhimes' The Year of Yes. And what you said in that moment is yes to this. You had the thought, should I break into this T-shirt shop? And then you said yes, and then you did it.
Yeah, it's a very powerful word, yes, and I tend to go with it often.
Now, let me ask you this. Are you a fan of Shonda Rhimes? Do you know who that is?
I'm vaguely aware that is a human being, but I know very little about them beyond that.
Okay, so she presides over something called Shondaland. So it started out small. She created a show that became an epic hit. That's Grey's Anatomy, that spun off to Private Practice. Then we've got Scandal. We've got How to Get Away with Murder.
Literally,
she
dominates
For
prime
the People
time.
Is currently on all the networks
right.
and tearing it up. So, yeah, she's now in charge of a television empire.
Right. Much like you wanted to build an empire. I forget, it was scooters, mopeds.
Yeah.
I think you wanted to get into the moped.
Don't ever say scooters. Scooters are my enemy. Whoever started this bird thing, I plan on killing him.
Well,
with
I
my
know
hand,
because you
as soon
had
as I
that
can leave
idea. I got so excited when I started to see these bird scooters around because I thought maybe Little Nicky, from New Jersey is launching, because I know you had the idea of mopeds that were shared, like an Uber that is a moped you can just fire up, but it didn't get off the ground, huh? Shark Tank didn't respond to your
Shark
video?
Tank never responded. Never responded. No, to my letters, to my handwritten letters, to my emails, to my in-person visits, or my video.
To your
They never
in-person
responded.
visits. Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't.
never
They frown on
responded.
us.
They just ignored me. They just
They
ignored me. They didn't even respond negatively. They just didn't respond. Honestly, it was really weird in a social sense.
Yeah, God, I hear that. That's where I'm with Gutters right now. He's just not responding to any of my communication. Literally just shutting me off.
Are you tired of hearing her talk about gutter balls yet? Because I think he's gone.
Because Lil Nicky loves me unconditionally like a brother. And so when I come to him with a bleeding heart, he welcomes me and doesn't shut me down like
What
you
about
do.
some tough love? What about some, maybe it's time to move on. Maybe this is a lost cause. Maybe we don't sit in our darkness for 24 to 72 hours. Okay?
Hey, Listener.
Yeah, listening.
Does your child still live on the seat?
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Wow.
Deep cut.
Maybe if I had delivered some of the tough love that I'm delivering Marissa right now, he wouldn't. We would be in touch.
Or maybe that's
But what
why,
I did was
because
tell him what I thought he wanted to hear over and over and over again.
Interesting. So I'm suffering because you fucked up with August Wilson? Interesting.
I don't think those can live in
I'm
this.
looking at the man in the mirror.
Don't use Michael Jackson against me. That's fucking evil right there. That's evil. And you guys can both gang up against me, but I want you to know I hold the strings to this whole empire, okay?
How's that?
How is that?
Because if I'm gone, this whole thing crumbles.
Come on, man. I just have Lil
You're
Nicky
living on the
back and we
streets.
co-host.
How do you don't even get fed by any of the people in your life?
No,
I'm feeding
people in
you.
my complex leave out snacks for me.
Those are for their pets.
Well, some of that
I
shit's
give you
tasty.
snacks.
You ever had a sausage, Lil Nicky? Sausages.
Yeah, I've had a sausage. Remember that commercial? Pounce sausages, pounce sausages, pounce sausages, pounce sausages, pounce sausages, pounce sausages. Remember that one?
That must have been a holiday commercial.
Oh,
It was
that
a
reminds me.
holiday themed commercial for sausages.
I got a pet ferret. I'm going to feed it some of those straight up sausages when he gets let out of this basket. I got a pet ferret I bought on the pier, and listeners saying I'm an unfit mother. How's that for invalidation?
Ferret? That's
Yeah.
amazing. Ferrets are the least disgusting animals.
Yeah, they don't give out a smell.
It's feral. It's feral.
It's
It
a
is
baby.
dripping like
is that
foam
what you
from the corners
is that what
of
you
its
said
mouth.
to August? When he was a baby, you're feral simply because he hadn't learned to live in the world yet. You got to train and
I carried
govern
him on
with
my
love.
back as I traveled all over the world.
I
Anyway,
miss you guys.
I miss you too,
I
Lil
miss you
Nicky.
guys.
Listen,
You know what?
I wish I could come visit you.
You should cut. You're welcome at any time.
Nah, I'm not allowed. I can't walk more than 40 yards away from my front door.
I could get you out of there.
you want to come for the night at the very least? You could BA Baracus you cross the country for the night.
I would love it, but I have a bracelet on my ankle that
That's true.
erupts every single time. Every single time I cross that 40-yard marker, cops are on my ass like white on rice. And I've had to duke it out with a number of cops now in my life, and it's only making this house arrest sentence longer. They keep adding years. Lord knows by the time I'm done with this house arrest, I'll be a little old man hobbling around on a cane, full of nothing
At
but
least we'll
regret,
know
wondering what
that
could
your
have been.
penis is a legend, right?
Always,
You know-
always, now and forever.
You know, hey, Lil Nicky, I've been thinking about you because Trump's penis is in the news now. Stormy Daniels wrote a book and described it. He said it looked like the turtle from Super Mario Brothers, and that he had pubic hair that was a real mess, like a Yeti situation. Do you feel the need to get the details out about what your penis looks like?
Well, first of all, pubic hair is not an issue. It's completely shaved. I electrolysis all of my pubic hair 3.5 years ago.
Wow,
3.5
that
years
was
ago.
that Groupon. That was a Groupon situation you got?
Yeah, it was a Groupon. You know, frankly, I just got tired of waxing. I've been waxing for a long time, and it's a painful process. I said, let's just go ahead. There's never going to be an era in my life as an adult male where I will want pubic hair. Let's eliminate the issue from the roots.
Good for
Take
you.
lasers out. Hit up
Good
the
for you.
Groupon. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome, the whole process. You know, in some ways, I'm a cyborg because of that. I have had laser treatment. Therefore, I know the power of lasers. So, yeah, my penis, first of all, hairless, bald, always
Right.
will be. Proud of
Always
that.
will be.
Proud of
Right,
that.
right. And that just
Now-
increases how long it looks?
Oh, it is huge, and it looks gigantic. I mean, you've only touched it when it's flaccid.
That's
And
right. That's right. And I thought it wasn't. But also, do you think it's actually big, or is it that you're so small?
Well, it's sort of like when they filmed Lord of the Rings, right? And it wasn't
Take me
special
through
effects
that.
with those hobbits. It was Elijah Wood's a little guy and Ian McKellen's a big guy, and then they put Ian McKellen up on like a little box, and then Frodo, they dig a little pit so that his ankles could be even lower.
Yeah.
The forced perspective.
Got
Because
it.
he was in a little pit for a lot of those shots, and now Ian McKellen was on a little box.
Is
But
that because
no,
you've been
that's-
watching a lot of DVD extras when you're on house arrest? Is that the kind of shit you're learning?
Yeah, actually, for some reason, most of my DVDs are broken where only the extras play. It's very frustrating.
That's frustrating. That's frustrating. But it's
It
giving
is
you
very frustrating.
a lot of good knowledge. Well,
All right, you guys, we got to go to a break. But we will jump back in. Don't go anywhere, Little Nicky, okay? We're
He
going to be right
can't.
back.
He literally
You nailed
can't
that
go
transition.
anywhere.
Listener, you nailed that transition. That was smooth as ever.
Oh! You know me.
Lil
Slick
Nicky.
and smooth.
Lil Nicky, can I make a pact with you? I think they've done a couple romantic comedies about this, but if I have not had actual sex by the time I am 31 years old, will you come and give it to me soft and slow with that big old salams?
Oh, God.
Salam and good
I would-
evening to you.
I would be happy to have all 4 feet 11 inches of me crawl up in that.
Yes. Yes, well, we're teasing that just like Lil Nicky will tease me with his Hamaconda don't want none.
All right, we're going to a break. We'll be right back with more
Fun.
Womp It Up.
Listen, pretty baby, I wanna roll.
What's up, Wompsters? What would it look like if we all listened more?
I love listening.
And I never do it.
Listening to audiobooks motivates us, inspires us, even brings us closer together.
And there is no better place to listen than Audible because right now, Audible members get even more.
Exclusive audio fitness programs, audiobooks, Audible originals, and more.
One of the things I love to do is cram in as much self-help as I can while I'm in the car, which, as you know, in LA is a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, Audible is the place to do it because everything is just in your little app. It's all at your fingertips.
It has the largest selection of audiobooks on the planet. And now with Audible Originals, the selection has gotten even more custom with content made just for members.
Every month, Audible members get 1 credit good for any audiobook they choose.
Plus 2 Audible Originals from a changing selection they can't get anywhere else.
I love that idea. They also get access to audio fitness and health workouts created exclusively for Audible, which I think is a great idea because when you're traveling and you've just got your phone, but you want to get a little sweat in the hotel, you dial up one of these audio, fitness and health workouts, boom, you're done.
Plus, your books are yours to keep. With Audible, you can go back and re-listen anytime, even if you cancel your membership.
You didn't like your audiobook? Exchange it. Because sometimes you get 5 minutes into one and you're like, this isn't for me. But there's so many more titles to choose from.
Start a 30-day trial and your first audiobook is free.
Go to audible.com/WOMP or text WOMP to 500-500.
That's audible.com/WOMP, WOMP, or text WOMP to 500-500.
You can do it with audiobooks. Because that jam be happening the whole time we are on break.
Go ahead on, break them off with a little preview. Of the
The
remix.
new R. Kelly. I feel like I probably shouldn't play R. Kelly anymore.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Is that, what do you think, Little Nicky? You didn't put any of him on my mix.
Yeah, he did.
That was
Bump and
him?
Grind was him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was mostly R. Kelly, to be fair.
Why,
Yeah.
did he take dumps on people? Like young people or something?
Yeah. It's
He
tough.
pissed on
yeah.
children. He mostly pissed on teenagers.
That's not right. That's right. Okay, well.
You know somebody, right, Little Nicky, who got pissed on by R. Kelly?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I don't remember telling you that story. Yeah, it was at a drive-thru. It was my friend who worked at a drive-thru.
Oh, got it.
White Castle drive-thru, and R. Kelly ordered like 3 or 4 crave cases, which everybody frankly thought was disgusting.
Yeah.
He pulled up to the drive-thru window. He had a moonroof, opened it, stood so that it would then be at face height to the drive-thru window, and he just pissed a powerful fire hose of urine all over
my
the White Castle
God.
window.
That-
Then he drove
Wow,
away.
wow.
Really
Then he drove away,
aggressive. He didn't even get the
blasting his own
crab
music.
cakes?
Nah, he left all the crave cases there. I never said the words crab cakes. I said crave cakes. And then
What is a
he
crave
drove away.
case?
Crave case.
A crave case is anywhere between 20 and 30 White Castle sliders in a case. And then you get them and you bring them home and then you eat them and then you have diarrhea.
Got it.
You got it. Because here's the thing about White Castle. I have a tough time even with people getting it to go because when it gets even a little bit not hot, that's tough.
Yeah, it's hard to take them because sometimes you want to get your White Castles, transport them to a romantic location, and woo a lover. But it's very hard, as you say, because the heating issues are real, and I will not deny that.
Well, that is a terrible, terrible picture you just painted of R. Kelly through a moonroof, just aggressively fire hosing a woman with his urine. And
And the amount of piss that you described sounds like
what's horrible about
it would
that
have
is
knocked
a lot
her
of
off her feet. And already those fast food restaurants have really slippery floors.
they do.
Right? If anybody that's ever worked in a fast food joint knows that. That's
Now
why
you're
you got
thinking
those
about
rubber mats down.
Now you're thinking like Viola Davis in How to Get Away with Murder, right? She would be looking at all those things, thinking about how it's premeditated. He would have had to down how many gallons of Gatorade to get that kind of propulsion. But anyway, thanks for that horrifying image. Lil Nicky, you didn't tell us though, you did get arrested for what? Smashing the glass? How'd you get into that novelty store?
Well, it's interesting that you asked that. So there was a wooden bench on the sidewalk not far from the store, maybe 15 feet away, and I saw the bench, and I said, aha, perfect, I could smash the window with the wood. So first I have to smash the bench. So I went and stood on the bench, and I jumped up and down on it until it smashed into pieces. Then I took one of the pieces of the bench, and I smashed the window. It took me close to 2.5 hours of jumping, close to 2.5 hours
Yeah, because
of
you're
jumping.
light. You're very light.
I'm very small, but I'm quite determined. And eventually, I mean, I started, as you guys know, I started putting physiology to work. I started making sure I was trying to hit the bench with the hardest bones in my body. So I would leap as high as I could and then come down on the edge of the bench, shin first.
Oh,
mostly.
no.
Yeah. Well, I've done Muay Thai for years. I've done Muay Thai kickboxing for years, so my shins are very powerful. And after about 2.5 hours of jumping, the bench did fracture. I did get a big hunk of bench. I was able then to smash it through the window, got into the store. Unfortunately, the shirt that I wanted, the man of the legend, it was very high up in the window. As you know, I am under 5 feet tall. Stopped growing after a traumatic incident which I do not care to recount because I miss my cousin very much. That being said, I had to
That
spend
was
another
Silent
hour or
Nicky.
so.
Who was it?
Quiet
Silent
Nicky.
Nicky, and who was the other one?
Quiet Nicky.
Quiet Nicky, and who was the other one?
Quiet Nicky, Tall Nicky, Pulverized Nicky, Endless Nicky, a lot of my cousins. So I was in the store running around in a panic. I couldn't figure out how to get this T-shirt. It was up very high. So I spent about 90 minutes looking for the, like those grabbers, those grabber things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean with the grabbers?
Yeah.
It took me about 90 minutes to find the grabber. Finally found the grabber, got the T-shirt down, put the T-shirt on, took my other shirt
Was it already
off.
9 a.m. by that point? Because you got 2.5 hours. I mean, I can't do
Was
math.
the T-shirt
but
on a dummy or was it on like a shelf or were you trying to get a certain
was hanging.
size?
It was up in a window. It was up in the window. I did
Just
not
hanging.
think to check if there was other inventory. I only wanted the one that I had personally seen in the window. In my mind, I didn't have time. And to be fair, there was, looking back on it, after I came down from this adrenaline rush, this madness that had overtaken me, there was very clearly an entire shelf of them in a variety of different sizes, within arm's reach. But
Still
as
breaking
you said,
and
by
entering,
the time I was done, breaking, entering, it was about 9:30 a.m. by the time I was finished with this process.
So then people
the
were...
workers had come in. And I am very tough, but I was also very tired, and it did not take much for them to detain an extremely exhausted 4'11" man.
This is it. I don't know
and
why.
I'm sure your shins are like bleeding. There's like traces of you, DNA traces everywhere.
And while you're telling this story, because you're not in front of me, what I'm imagining, that movie that Jennifer Aniston did called Leprechaun? Where she has to battle this little angry leprechaun that's running around and he's really causing mischief. That's what I'm
J-Lo's
picturing.
not what I remember from that film.
It's what?
It's not what I remember from that film.
J-Lo, did you just say? Jennifer Aniston is in this movie. This is her first
I
film.
thought you said Jennifer Lopez.
No,
when you say Aniston, I hear Lopez.
I see.
That's my dream.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's what I'm imagining is a little angry leprechaun running around a store trying to get grabbers, that kind of thing.
I mean, imagine a leprechaun who's actively bleeding, extremely exhausted, whose right leg is almost entirely disabled, which, by the way, is a condition that lasts to this day. I did severe, permanent nerve damage to my I tore my
what's
ACL,
that going to do about your Muay Thai career?
Oh, no.
LCL. My Muay Thai career is over. Forget about it. Forget about my Muay Thai career. That's completely cooked. That goose has been cooked. I can barely even ride a moped now. I have to focus on ones that have exclusively hand controls and no foot controls.
Right.
So, imagine a leprechaun who's bleeding and screaming, unintelligible, and just dragging a useless, dead leg behind him. That's what they came into work to find.
On something that enabled you to move through this night pain-free?
Well, I had been drinking a lot, as I mentioned, and I will not lie, I had done a ton of poppers.
Poppers. Okay, and is that, I'm unfamiliar with anything that is not a native drug. Is it, how do you do a popper?
Pop them in. You pop them in.
Poppers, you buy very small bottles and you huff them. You sniff them.
Oh.
Amyl nitrate. They loosen up the capillaries surrounding your anus. They are mostly used in the gay male community.
Aha. So they do that in their butt or they do it in their mouth and then it loosens your anus?
You sniff it. You sniff it really hard. You sniff it really, really hard.
Are you doing it right now? Don't do it right now.
No comment.
Okay.
No comment. Hold on.
What, was that your anus relaxing that I just heard?
Oh, no.
My anus is extremely relaxed. I want to be clear.
It's only your anus that relaxes. It seems like it might relax a lot of your body.
It does relax a lot of your body, but it starts at the anus and then the ripples pour outward from there.
Starts
it's
at
like
your
if
anus.
you threw a rock into a pond, the point where it hit and the ripples emanated from, it would be as if it hit directly in your anus.
So the anus of the pond and then ripple effect out.
Lil Nicky, I gotta ask you something, and I know we talk about this real late night when we call each other. I mean, I would say
You should put him in your phone. You know what I mean? Like, don't just have his number random. Maybe he changed his numbers. Is this a burner?
I have him under Lil Nicky, Lil apostrophe
You
Nicky.
said you didn't know who it was calling.
Because you took my phone, bitch, and just...
I hit it. I just hit the number.
I didn't have a chance to look at it. Don't yell in front of my ferret. It's getting really
I'm not yelling.
anxious up
I
there.
yelled earlier, and there's a difference in this is not yelling. Do you understand that?
It feels angry. Anyway, Lil Nicky, I know we talk about this a lot before we go to sleep at night, even when you're on another coast, but I gotta ask, and I know you like to rip it up at Duffy's, and I know you like to have fun, and you bring the party and all that, but do you feel like we're still running from the sadness of witnessing all three of your cousins named Nicky get in that tragic accident? Because when I saw you, you were just doing Mexican cola. And now we're into poppers and we're
drinking a lot.
And we, get severe nerve damage. I'm just getting worried about you. Like, do I need to come out and dry you out?
First and foremost, I want to thank you for having absolutely no segue before you brought up the most horrific incident of my life.
I don't know what to do. It's like that's obvious.
To be fair, it was referenced earlier.
You didn't go to any therapy after that. Right after that, you decide to apply for the foreign exchange program. You come out to Marina Del Rey. I felt like we were getting somewhere, digging down deep into both of our sadnesses. And then before I know it, you're back in New Jersey and things are just going from bad to worse there. What I see is a cry for help going on. And I know we're not in Spotlight on yet, but as one of your closest friends, I'm concerned. And I don't think these guys you're partying with, who is the new guy you're hanging around with? What's his name? It has a meat product in it. What do you call him?
Gabagool.
Gabagool. Yeah. Who's this?
He spelled it Gaba space Ghoul. He's a DJ. He's a DJ from New Jersey.
Yeah, but
And
he's like,
Gabagool.
what is he, 34? I mean, this guy shouldn't be hanging around with teenage kids.
Oh,
I mean, I say that, but
you must be dyslexic because he is 43.
that's worse.
You know what we should do? What's cheesing you, okay? So, Lil Nicky, this is just a segment where we're going to talk about something that's frustrating to us right now, currently, today, in this moment, or in the past week or whatever, okay? So just think about that. Marissa, obviously, whatever you want to talk about.
Sure, I've got like a ton of things.
Yeah. And then I'll say,
What's cheesing you? What's cheesing you? What? What's cheesing you? What's cheesing you? What's cheesing you? What's cheesing you? You're really upsetting the ferrets. Hey!
ferrets, plural?
I don't know. It was pregnant.
Oh, my God.
It was a mother. It was an unwed mother. That's why I took it. We're going to have to raise
Unwed
them.
ferrets don't get married.
How do you know?
Don't say we're going to have to raise them.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, my God. Okay, let me go, okay? How about I go?
Fine, go. I don't care.
Here's what cheeses me,
Yeah.
okay? Is when someone takes on a responsibility and then says, this is your responsibility, not mine. We're going to have to raise them, okay? That's happened time and time again.
That's parenthood, bitch.
I'm not your parent. I'm not even your legal guardian.
Why do you want to hurt me like that? You're my guardian of my galaxy. Come on. You may not be my biological mother, but you are all I have.
I care for you deeply,
Yes, like a mother would.
but I am not your mother, okay? And that is not my responsibility, is it?
Great. So then if I decide tomorrow to go just like move to New Jersey
You are
and
also,
suck off gabagool, that's okay with you?
Well, you're an adult now, aren't you? You may be a senior in high school, but you may be 22. We don't know.
Fine.
Or 19. That's
I
technically
do
an
want to
adult.
just jump in and say that being that I am the one who knows him, he would love that.
Thank you. Maybe time for a trip on Columbus Day weekend. You free? Yeah, you're at home, right?
Yeah, of
Are
course.
you allowed
I
visitors?
Yeah, people can visit me, and I can even hang out with them other places as long as the other places are within 40 yards of my house.
I see.
I see. Okay. Which would reach to what?
The edge of a pet store that I can't enter. So if you want to hang out right in front of a pet store window, I can hang out there.
Got it.
Sounds pretty good to me.
The door is about 40 yards and 8 inches away from my house.
Got it. I may need to bring a ferret and then a bunch of little baby
Can't
ferrets.
take that on a plane.
I can if it's an emotional support ferret, which I plan to register.
And so you're going to go to therapy for that? Because you have to get a note from a
You
therapist.
can write it.
I'm not. I don't have that authority.
Oh, you can travel people for between time and space, but you can't forge a letter about my emotional support animal.
That is correct. That is correct.
It's just interesting how you
I don't
use your black
lie.
magic.
I don't.
Who wouldn't love
L-I-E.
being on a plane with a ferret?
That's
Everyone
right.
would love that. If I got on a plane and a ferret was there, that's a party. Everybody would love to see
That
a
is
ferret.
a party. That's right. Put it in a little outfit. Put it in a little like stewardess outfit.
What's cheesing you?
Little
What's
Mickey.
cheesing me?
Yeah, you go.
Here's what's cheesing me. Why is big boats called yachts?
Elaborate.
Why does that need a separate name? When a boat gets big enough, it's still just a boat. It's just bigger. You don't need to call it a yacht.
That's true. That is true.
Well,
Why-
it's not
why-
just a
why is
yacht
big
that
boats
we
called
call a
yachts?
dinghy. We call a schooner, a tugboat. They all have different names.
A schooner is a different type of boat in its shape and its function. A tugboat has a very specific function that makes it a tugboat. I defy anyone to tell me what makes a yacht in size, shape, or function. It's all just rich people don't want to. Those rich people don't want to say they have a boat because poor people can also have a boat, so they call it a yacht. And I can't get down with that.
That does speak to the problem in our country of poverty, which actually stems from the rich.
1,000%.
But truth, let me ask you this. If you were offered a ticket to, like, let's say P. Diddy's white party on a yacht, would you take it?
First of all, I have been offered that ticket, and I have been to P. Diddy's white party. I was a behind-the-scenes caterer at one of the white parties.
Nice.
When you say behind the scenes, were you actually part of the catering staff, or did you just kind of bust in pretending to be a caterer?
Well, I have found out through the grapevine that when Diddy throws parties, he likes all the people who carry the hors d'oeuvres to be under 5 feet tall. If you go to one of his parties, that way it looks like it's just floating trays of hors d'oeuvres.
Yes.
Smart.
Meatballs, pigs and blankets. It looks like they're just floating. He gets very, very, very big catering trays. You have to hold them from the center so they're positioned directly above your head. And then as a small person, you cannot be seen.
And then your pants are covered in grass, right?
Yes, your pants are covered completely in grass. He grows his grass very high. He doesn't mow it for 3 months for the party so that the grass is very high. Your pants and the bottom half of your shirt are covered in grass. So you are
Very
effectively
eccentric.
Wow.
Yes. You look like a floating head floating above grass that's wearing a metal sombrero upon which hors d'oeuvres are placed.
So you're at this white party, and all you've got is eyes on the lower 3/4 of all of these famous,
Which she's
world-famous
loving. You're
celebrities,
loving that
right?
shit, right? That's like a bird's
100%. I have looked some of the most famous people in the world eye to chest.
Yes.
Nice. Anybody you say worth writing home about?
Who have I met at Diddy's white party? I mean, who have I not? Hugh Jackman, Gabrielle
he's packing a piece.
Union.
Ooh, Gabrielle, you did.
Yes, Nick Carter.
Ooh.
Bye,
Al,
right?
Al Roker.
Al Roker.
Oh, Nick Carter's actually Backstreet Boys, right? Not NSYNC.
3 of the 4 Impractical Jokers.
Oh, yes. Which one did you not see?
Myrrh.
Oh, okay.
Got it. Wow. Well, Little Nicky, so that's your if that's your biggest cheese, like, I think you're doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that, and also the fact that I'm confined to my home for an undefined amount of time.
Yeah.
In a way that's killing me. Also, the fact that I have a non-functioning leg. There's other things that are cheesing me, but we already brought those up. So I'm going to go with why is big boats called yachts.
Okay. And Marissa, do you have something you want to talk about that's cheesing you?
Yeah. I think what's cheesing me is that I'm trying to operate on a really high frequency right now, connect with my source energy, say yes to life. And what's really interesting about that is when you start to change, the people in your life that are closest to you, they get concerned and they start to throw up roadblocks. So
Throw up, like as in vomit, because it's ridiculous?
no, that's exactly it. Lily, you hearing this?
But yeah, I'm soaking it all in.
You're hearing the kind of shade that I'm being thrown, right?
I was asking
so
a question.
I'm trying to grow, and people in my life are trying to keep me small, keep me in the old way, because if I don't need them as much, what does that mean for them? Right?
Interesting.
And so I'm really struggling here, how to keep my old friendships while still living my hashtag authentic life. So I guess that's where I'm at.
You want to burn every bridge you have? Is that what you're saying? Because as you grow, you're leaving everyone in the dust behind you.
If I have to, I mean,
Shonda Rhimes, your new best friend?
not yet.
Shonda
but I'm
Rhimes,
gonna
your
be
new soul mentor?
not yet.
Think she's got a lot of time for you in Shonda Land, and
All
she
I
isn't
know,
busy in a production
if I'm
meeting?
imagining what Shonda Land is like, it's probably a very well-decorated office, thick curtains, and bowls of chocolate everywhere you see. And that sounds pretty good. So yeah, she's probably going to listen to this podcast and think she needs an intern. Boom, there I am.
Why would she listen to this podcast?
See what I mean, Little Nicky? Every time I try to put my dreams out there, she's cutting me down.
She's just mad because her kid probably developed gills by now.
Oh, shit.
Gills? Are we shape of the watering it?
Don't talk about that film. Makes me sick.
Worst
Does she have
movie
sex with
I
that
have
guy?
ever seen.
Me too.
Worst movie I have ever seen.
Little Nicky, you and I watched that together. Do you remember that? We ate a bunch of
Yeah.
Digiornos and popped on a screener of Shape of Water, but we turned it off before. Did she have sex with that fish man?
She had sex with that fishman. And you know what part I didn't buy? How
What?
are we gonna presuppose that you could place one towel under a door and that causes the whole room to fill floor to ceiling with water? That's not physics. You gotta respect science.
You gotta
18,
respect
that's
science.
Because you tried it.
You gotta respect science.
Okay. Well,
No, Nikki.
we're going to go to a break, okay? We're going to play a song that I think will emotionally disturb you.
Is this from Shape of Water?
No.
It's also a musical?
It's from Dancer in the Dark. Starring
Oh,
Dior.
no!
No! Why do you own this? We'll be back with more Womp It Up. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Lennon Parham.
And Jessica St. Clair.
So we've been talking to you about Stitch Fix, but I want to get into it this week.
I need to get into it.
I just got a new box yesterday, and I've been really getting into it with my stylist, like giving very detailed notes, and it has been going well. So what we should tell you is that Stitch Fix is an online personal styling service that finds and delivers clothes, shoes, and accessories to fit your body, budget, and lifestyle.
So what happens is you fill out on their little app your style profile. You ask, they ask you a bunch of really easy questions, and then you do a bunch of yes, no's, or maybes, a swipe through of what you would wear, and then you and your personal stylist work together to curate a box that's just for you, and it arrives on your doorstep like it's Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Everything is perfectly packaged, and it's a lot of times complete outfits down to the boots and the earrings and the tops. You try it on in the privacy of your own home. What you don't like, you send back in this really easy pre-labeled pouch.
Just drop it at the post office.
Something I'm loving about Stitch Fix is that sometimes my stylist is pushing me to wear some more on-trend items that I wouldn't necessarily pick out if I was shopping myself.
Like
but
what?
God damn it, when I put it on, doesn't it look good? A low booty without a heel.
Oh, you're getting shoes.
Yeah.
I just got a Badgley Mishka trench
Ooh.
with like faux leather trim, and I might keep it.
Right, but you would never be a full
Never.
leather trim person.
I wouldn't have even put it on.
But every morning I'm coming in, I'm going, damn, you look good, Lennon. And you're
Thank
saying
you.
it's Stitch Fix. So just go to stitchfix.com/womp and tell them your sizes, the styles you like, and how much you want to spend on each item. You're going to get your own personal stylist. You're trying them on. You're paying for what you love. You're returning the rest. Shipping, exchanges, returns are always free.
And there's no subscription required. You can sign up to receive scheduled scheduled shipments or get your quote fix whenever you want.
Get started now at stitchfix.com/womp, and you'll get an extra 25% off when you keep all 5 items in your box.
That's stitchfix.com/womp to get started today.
stitchfix.com/womp. What's up, Wompsters? It's Jessica St. Clair.
And Lennon Parham.
Support for today's Womp It Up comes from Care Of.
Care Of is a monthly subscription vitamin service that delivers completely personalized vitamin and supplement packs right to your door.
Which I love, because how many times you're like, I wish I could take my vitamins, but I'm out. I have to go to the supermarket, blah, 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 excuses, excuses. You just take Care Of's fun online quiz, which asks you about your diet, your health goals, and your lifestyle choices. Then you find out in 5 minutes what vitamins and supplements you specifically need.
Then your vitamins will get delivered right to your door in personalized, easy-to-remember daily packs, so no sorting. Perfect for a busy on-the-go lifestyle. Just throw it in your bag.
You just grab it and go. Vegan and vegetarian supplement options are available to match your dietary needs.
And your monthly subscription box can be easily modified at any time.
I'm telling you, we all need to be taking care of our bodies, right? Because it's all we got.
Fill in the gaps.
For 25% off your first month of personalized Care Of vitamins, visit takecareof.com and enter WOMP. That's takecareof.com and enter WOMP for 25% off your first month of personalized Care Of vitamins.
Takecareof.com. All right, welcome back, Wompsters. This is a segment we call Listeners Love Lockdown, where fans and listeners have written in for their real love advice or just life advice. Write in at wompupthejams@gmail.com if you want to hear from us. We got a lot of good letters and messages coming in. Really appreciate the influx. Again, we are not trained professionals,
Nope.
so
Take it with a grain of salt.
Take it or leave it. You know what I'm spraying?
And we got one guy who's going to weigh in who is currently under house arrest. So take that into consideration as well.
All right, first
But I'm
letter.
very wise in the ways of love.
That's
Very
right.
Wise in the ways of love.
That's
All
right.
Here's the first question. I'm writing this during the worst bout of depression I've had in a while.
Oh.
So I apologize if my thoughts are a bit scattered. I'm a college student, and I thought that would be when things would get better. But I mostly continue to be lonely and depressed. I've never felt comfortable opening up emotionally to male friends, and my relationships with women never go far. Nobody seems to care about all the weird pop culture stuff I do, and was feeling depressed about how I couldn't connect with people, and then realized I had no one to talk about with it, or no one to talk to about it. I just want to feel less alone. Anyway, I love you ladies. You bring me a lot of joy.
Well, I thought it was interesting in the beginning of the message that he said, I'm sorry that my thoughts are scattered. And what I want to say is no more apologies, because feeling depressed is not your fault. It's just something that your brain happens to be doing right now. So you are doing the best you can right now, but your brain needs a little something to help lift it out of this. You can't pull yourself up by your bootstraps in this scenario.
If this is the worst bout of depression you've had in a while, then that means that they've come before. You've had bad bouts of depression, probably equally as bad as this, because you've said you haven't had one like this in a while, which also means you've been having low-grade depression. And you can't do this yourself.
No,
obviously.
And that doesn't mean that you're less than. It means that actually by writing us and admitting to it, you're saying, hey, this doesn't feel right to me. Guess what? Because it isn't right. It's like being diabetic and needing insulin. Your brain just doesn't have enough of that chemical that can pull itself out of these thoughts. So first things first, I'm not sure if you're currently seeing a psychiatrist or a therapist. If you're not, I want you to get down to that college health center. They have a lot of really great therapists there that are completely free, and they're so trained in this, especially because guess what? Something I learned on Dr. Phil, which I believe is totally true, or maybe on Steve Harvey, either one. I went and researched it to make sure it was legit because sometimes those guys can go off the rail. But your brain has not finished forming yet. Until you're 25, your brain is still growing. So right now, those chemicals are off. Okay, doesn't mean it's going to be like this forever, but for right now, you need to get some medication and some talk therapy that's going to help regulate it, because you want to be living your hashtag authentic and best life, and you can't do it when you don't have that cocktail right. So we're going to call a therapist and a psychiatrist. That's really the person we need to get to. And you're not going to stop until you find the right one, because you might find one that doesn't feel right. Okay, there's a million people who do this for a living. All right? So that's number one. And number two, we're not going to say this is our fault, because it's not. This is so many people, and I know Wompsters out there, what I'd love you guys to do, because you guys have been so supportive of each other, I want you to tweet your support for this listener and let them know, hey, I've struggled with this if you have, and I went and got help. I know Marissa, have had to go to a doctor and say, hey, man, I got to get some help on this. Best thing I ever did, but I dragged my fucking heels for years on that.
Yeah, and you're not currently taking your medication, which is why you have adopted ferrets to fill that hole.
Most likely, and I'm going to get on it today, because I can't give that advice if I'm not taking it myself.
I think I would just echo what was said before about the fact that there's many therapists out there and many doctors out there, and I think because it's still stigmatized and it's still sometimes judged to go see these types of doctors. A lot of times what people will do is they'll go see one, say, I didn't like that, it's not for me. And I would just say, to put some logic in that, just remember, if you went and saw one dentist and you didn't like their personality, you would not avoid dentistry for the rest of your life. It wouldn't make sense. I think the same thing applies to mental health. Little Nicky.
Oh, drop the mic, Little Nicky.
You know, I've really loved how hashtag authentic Sarah Silverman has been about her struggles with anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
Because that's somebody, God, is she a queen or what? But she's been so honest with the fact that she's struggled with it. And if you go on her Instagram and her Twitter and in her stand-up, she talks very candidly about it. And I love that, because you know, everybody's walking around with their own story to tell, but we keep it to ourselves because, you know, we don't want to get anyone down. And as Americans, our whole thing is like, whoa, we should be able to fix everything and pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit. You know that like every single Brazilian person is in the care of a therapist or psychiatrist. And guess what? They be out on the streets shaking their booties and carnivaling it and living their best life.
They're also getting more plastic surgery than any other country.
God bless. So let's not let another day go by where we don't give ourselves the tools to live our best life. And guess what? You try it. You try one drug. You don't like it. There's a million others to try. What's the harm in trying it?
Also,
Nothing.
just talking, honestly. Just having someone who can hear you is invaluable. So don't underestimate that as well. All right. Well, thanks for sharing your vulnerability. I know a lot of our listeners will connect to that. Okay. Our next letter comes from someone who's responding to a previous writer-inner, Anxious Ace. You remember someone who was asexual and having a hard time figuring out.
And we said maybe we find some like-minded people because we were sort of out of our depth in answering that question.
Correct. Well, some of our listeners have written in to give us some more information about asexual things going on. Okay. Hi, I've been thinking about writing for a long time, but right now my love life is so full of questions, I wouldn't know what to ask. But I just listened to the lockdown episode with Anxious Ace and was so surprised since my potential questions were also about love dating while being asexual. I only recently came to terms with my sexual orientation when I started dating my first ever boyfriend who's not asexual. We're trying to make it work. But in the podcast, you ask about online communities. So in case the person who wrote the question doesn't know, there's the Aven forum, AVEN, which is very large, but I don't know much about it. But there's also a very active ace community on Reddit,
Ooh.
/r/asexuality is the most active, but there are a few other subreddits. There are posts every day, and it helps me feel understood and less broken despite having this weird sexual orientation. Hearing about another swampster out there made my day.
I love it. And this is why the internet can be used for forces of good and not evil. I would have never thought to go to Reddit. Never.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing. And that's what, we keep coming back to the same theme. If we share what we think makes us broken, it brings other people out to share what they think is broken about them. And then we realize, wait a second, I'm not broken. I'm just human.
We're all broken because we're human.
Right? Hey, Bjork, make a song about that. Maybe that would make me
a lot of them
sick
are
to my
about being
stomach.
broken. The next letter that we have also connects to that, so I wanted to just pop into that.
Done.
So this is from a listener who is a sex health educator.
Love this.
And she wrote in and she said that she heard our request for some help with understanding asexuality. While I am not asexual, I do teach about this topic regularly. I have found that although your responses come from the heart, you both have some gaps in your sexual education.
Big time.
Yes, we hear that. Particularly when it comes to non-heterosexualities, aka the rest of the abbreviation of LGBT, which continues on QQIAAAP, etc. I was unaware. This is probably true for many of your listeners, as sex health education is so different across the country and even within the same state or school district. So anyway, she sent us a link that was basically what the abbreviations are spelled out. So we have lesbian, gay, bisexual, person attracted to any two genders. T is transgender, a person whose gender identity is different from the sex the doctor put down on their birth certificate.
Okay.
Q, queer, originally used as a hate term. Some people want to reclaim the word while others find it offensive. It can be a political statement or suggest that someone doesn't want to identify with binaries.
Okay.
Male versus female, homosexual versus straight, or that they don't want to label themselves only by their sexual activity. Q is also questioning, a person still exploring their sexuality or gender identity. I, intersex.
What's that?
A person whose body is not definitively male or female.
Okay.
This may be because they have chromosomes which are not XX or XY.
Okay.
It continues on. A, allies. Allies of the community. A, asexual. A person who's not attracted and is sexual. You're breathing really hard over there,
Hey,
little Nicky.
Nikki, are you up to
Did you
something
fall
over
as-
there?
did
Are
you
you
fall
okay,
asleep?
No.
Nikki?
It's not. It's got nothing to do with being turned on by the conversation. I've just been running for a long time.
You're running?
Running on what? Your mom's treadmill?
No, around my house. I exercise every day. I sprint around my house as fast as I can.
Oh,
sprint
okay.
on one leg.
I
That
didn't know
must
if
be
you were
hard
like
with that
running
leg.
into the woods, Castle Rock style, you know?
Yeah.
Castle Rock. Shout out to Castle Rock. Who is this guy, Henry Deaver?
Right?
Guys, I know it's scary, and so don't keep giving details. Now I'm thinking about a guy running into the woods because he's trying to find somebody, or something's trying to find him. Which is it?
It's all those things and more.
Great.
Anyway, aromantic and pansexual. That's how the list ends. I appreciate you writing in, Pearl, to educate us.
Yes, thank you.
And the world. We will continue to learn as we get.
And I hope the only thing we can do is if we think we're out of our depth, we just say, hey, we don't know. But you know what? At the end of the day, doesn't it all just come down to who we love?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, yes, all of these different categories, but at the end of the day, we just decide who we love.
Well, but it's also about who you are and how you represent yourself in society. A lot of these don't have to do specifically with the person you're attracted to or not attracted
see.
to. It's how you
Decide to identify.
Yeah.
Right. Got it.
You have any insight into this, Little Nicky?
Little Nicky, of all three of your cousins, they all fell into
Yeah.
different communities. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I I have dozens of cousins, and people identify however they choose, and coming from New Jersey, and also from a family that's known for its aggressiveness, a family of alpha dogs. Woof, woof. Sometimes there was judgment from the prior generation, but I'd like to think my generation and the generations after are starting to accept the fact that you want what you want, you feel what you feel, as long as it doesn't endanger yourself or other people. You gotta just live and let live. Little Nicky, live and let live.
And let live, Little Nicky. I love that.
As opposed to live and let die, right? Na 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 na.
Oh no.
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, baby. I'll be walking the streets at night. All right. Liz, is that good for us?
Yeah, that's everything.
We're wrapping up that bag. We got to get to Spotlight on, Lil Nix. You ready for this shit? You done with your sprints?
No, let's do it while I'm running.
Your couch sprints? Hey, you can run, but you can't hide from those emotions. Lil Nicky, this is Spotlight On. I know you're familiar with it because we did it last time. And you know what? Quite frankly, don't be afraid because we do this when we have our nighttime lullaby talks. Right? When both of us, because you know both of us have trouble sleeping. Let's talk about that for a second. When you close your eyes at night, Lil Nicky, and sleep does not come to you, what's keeping you up at night?
Mostly the horrific death of my cousin directly in front of me, which led to his brain playing across my lap. But I just like to tell myself, you're on a moped. You're on a moped right now. That's not happening again. You're driving away from it. The open air of the highway, brushing against your face. The warm sun is beating down on you.
I understand that witnessing, I don't mean to sound so callous, I understand that witnessing this horrific death of your three cousins, all named Nicky, was a trauma, of course. But what is it that you think is not letting you let it go? Do you feel guilty? Do you feel that you could have done something to prevent it?
Well, I was driving with my eyes closed, and I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
Yeah.
But I've always wondered.
Why were you driving with your eyes closed, buddy?
I was trying to remember something that I couldn't remember.
And you closed your eyes. I mean, I could see why that would cause some guilt. Now, you recently went to see the Long Island Medium. Is that correct?
Yes, I went to see the Long Island Medium because, as you know, I do communicate with ghosts, so I need to find someone else who could be a little bit of a guide to me. So this is shortly before my house arrest. She agreed to take me on as a protege. She is my mentor in all ways, not just in communicating to ghosts, but into branding, being a business person, getting the brand out there. So yeah, me and the Long Island Medium, we go way back.
Now, they're not going to air your episode because you curse too much, right? But when you did your session with her, did the three Nickies come through?
Yes. It was actually probably the first time that I heard Quiet Nicky speak out loud was via the Long Island Medium, because she was able to tell me what he was thinking, even if it wasn't what he was necessarily saying. A lot of it involved him calling me a bitch and a little dog man.
Right.
Was that like was in your family? I know anger and harsh words is often how you guys express affection. Do you think it was affectionate, or was he really pissed at you?
Not at all. There was no affection involved. At one point, the Long Island Medium relayed to him the quote from Quiet Nicky, quote, "Little Nicky, you caused my death."
Now that's shocking.
The Long Island Medium looked me in the eye and said,
now, because most of the time
she's saying release the
let
guilt.
It go, don't carry this, like this wasn't your fault, this was what was meant to be.
She said, he blames you. He said, you caused my death, and as soon as you die, he plans on fighting you in the afterlife.
Now, Lil Nicky, are you getting any mental health support in your life right now?
Mostly, I've been. A lot of my popper use is self-medication. I know that's not the best.
I would say a lot of it. I would say all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. Why do you need your anus to be so loose?
I just try to go somewhere else in my mind, and poppers take me there.
Listen,
Here's the
Get their
thing.
anus loose
We're
and then just
always
go
on a
somewhere else.
moped out of our sadness, right? And I
Yeah.
think what
Maybe.
you have to do, I think with help, and don't try to do this on your own, I think you do need to look at it piece by piece so that you can then release it, right?
Did any of the Nickies say to you, because often in Long Island Medium, the people will come through to say, hey, I want you to be happy. Did any of them say that? I know Quiet Nikki was pissed. What about Tall Nikki?
Not a single one of the Nickies wished me well in any way.
Got it.
What did they say they
all-
wished for you?
They all said they either wanted to never hear from me again, stop seeking us out, stop bothering us in the afterlife, or we hope bad things happen to you as revenge for what you have done to us.
Yeah.
It was a very hard session with the Long Island Medium. But like I said, she's going to take me under her wing. It's pro today, so it's worth
And right
it.
after that, that's when you self-inflicted those shin wounds, and now your leg is not working, and you're on house
I
arrest.
mean, that's a metaphor.
I mean, you might say that some of that behavior was a cry for help where I was smashing my own future with this crime and smashing my own body because I hate it. Or you might just say that I really wanted a T-shirt.
That's true. Hey, and listen, we're not trying to put our shit on you.
Right.
But here's the thing, right? You're not going to get any of that release from the afterlife, right? When you die, and we don't know if that's going to be tomorrow or in 80 years, but when
I
you
hope it's
die,
tomorrow. I hope it's tomorrow.
you shouldn't hope it's tomorrow. Little Nicky, you know why? Because when you wake up in wherever you are, there's going to be 3 cousins named Nicky with a fucking baseball bat ready to beat your ass.
I'm going to come get you tonight.
You need to come out to Marina Del Rey because
I'm
you
going to
know
come
what,
get
Little
you. You need
Nicky?
some sunshine.
You're not going to have the afterlife to enjoy. Why don't we enjoy today and get the help we need? All right?
Okay.
You want to enroll in the STARS program? Do another exchange? Maybe your mom would be, or the courts would be okay with that, because if we can't get you therapy there, maybe you can enroll in the STARS program. We could do a little cocooning.
Do they take on people who are no longer in school?
I'm not in fucking school. Apparently,
I'll
I've not been in
educate
school for
everybody.
3 years.
Apparently now I'm educating a ferret and her babies. You know,
That's right,
So,
because she's a single mom trying
God.
to survive.
aren't we all?
Aren't we all? Lil Nicky, I love you so much.
Thank you for
I love
being
you so
available
much.
when we just cold called you.
We cold cocked you, much like the 3 Nickies will when you get to the pearly gates. Bam, 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 blam. Lil
Why
Nicky?
did you say that? Why would you say that?
Because that's my point. We only have today. Let's start saying yes to today and be living our best life.
All right, Lil Nicky, thank you for being avails. We have to get out of the library.
Okay, call me anytime you want because I got no one to talk to and nothing to live for. Peace, Little Nicky.
Oh! You're listening to Womp It Up. Hashtag turn around.
Hey, this is Arnie from the comedy podcast Hello from the Magic Tavern, a chat show I host from the magical land of Foon with my co-hosts.
Usador, the Blue Wizard.
And Chunt, the shapeshifter.
Most weeks we interview adventurers,
Wedding planners.
Ambulatory trees.
but this week we have a special episode.
I am so excited to learn about the Earth lore contained in Pride and Prejudice.
We're going to do a book club of Pride and Prejudice.
And you said this is a well-loved book on Earth, right?
Yeah, it's one of those books that people love or were forced to read, or more likely it's one of those I'm going to get to it.
And some of our most beloved guests are returning to read the book with us and enjoy some drinks and food over book club.
We have Flower, we have Crom the Barbarian.
And Germ.
You know who they are.
Maybe you don't give a crap about what an academic thinks about Jane Austen, but don't you want to know what a wizard and a badger think about it?
Not enough spells.
Not enough grubs.
Not enough sword fights.
Whether you love Pride and Prejudice or have no interest in reading it and just want to listen to a book club go really off the rails, you'll enjoy this week's Hello from the Magic Tavern.
We shall defeat this book.